Okay, so one of the tools that we use during our online learning experience is something called Glencoe Virtual Lab. This is just one of the tools that I use to give the students an interactive experience with some of the science concepts that we may be covering. I like this because it's relatively simple and easy to manipulate for the students, and they also provide a standard format in which the lab experiences occur. So once you've done one lab, all of the labs, even though they touch on different concepts, they all have a very similar user experience. So it's easy to get accustomed to the flow of what's expected in terms of manipulating the lab. So the earlier labs, there may be some confusion or some issues, but as time go on and the more labs that are done using this format, the more the students become adjusted to it and the easier it becomes for them. So now I must say that overall we are a Google Suites district, and we use Google Classroom as our primary format for classes, and we also use Zoom for our interactive experiences with students. In addition to that, I've used several of the platforms that were mentioned by others, such as Kahoots and Nearpod and Flipgrid. So we use several things, but this is just one of the things that I lean on a lot in terms of getting that practical experience for students. So with the lab itself, you see that it covers a huge spectrum of concepts from life science and as well as earth science and physical science as well. And generally they all follow the same format for the students. And let's just open one of them real quick, just any which one. How about the one on digestive system? So here you'll find typically in the lab, you'll find background information. You'll find the stated objectives and procedure. It comes along with a procedure. Sometimes I modify these things for the students, but often I let them use what's already there and present. And here you find an interactive experience for the students in terms of doing the lab. It's something that they have to manipulate, and they get results. They do basically experimentation, and they get results. There's usually journal questions that flow after the lab experience to help them put together their lab report. There's a calculator and a table or graph to chart the data, and all of the labs pretty much follow this format. So I find this to be a very useful tool in supplementing some of the activities that I do with my science students. Thank you.